And hello, welcome to Virtual Cantina's Jedi Archives. I'm Mike.
And I am Bryce, and we are going to take a nice dive into Star Wars, the High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror, number 1 of 4, written by George Mann.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start by sharing the page of the League of Comic Geeks. And this is the main cover. Actually, it's the only cover. So this is the artwork for this comic.
Very Han Solo-esque Jedi.
The Jedi look very strong. I like that.
It was, when I first saw this cover, I'm like, wait, Han Solo with a lightsaber? What's going on here?
Well, he's a Padawan.
Yes, he is.
Got his little braid there.
Yeah, and I did notice that the woman, her name is Sula. It reminds me of
Lula. Alasola, yes.
Yeah, so...
And also we get a good view of a Pathfinder droid. So we know this is the High Republic Phase 2, which is way back from Phase 1.
Correct.
Like 100 years previous, right? Or 100 to 150 years prior. So these are the little hefty little droids because they couldn't communicate. There was no communication between the Outer Rim and the core worlds. So they had to send messages through these droids. Very hardy. So I like this cover.
No, it's very cool. It's very, very Dark Horse. But yeah, I like the cover. I like the artwork inside as well.
Nice artwork. I like these little emblems.
Yes.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, and the artists for this issue are Eduardo Mayo and Ornella Savaresi. And side note, I added their pictures to the site just today. There they are. So this High Republic Adventures Nameless Terror number 1, Chapter 1, Stranded. Even in the shining light of the High Republic, there are shadows lurking in the galaxy. A Jedi mission to the planet Dalna suddenly comes under attack by unknown assailants. As the knights retreat to an ancient structure, it quickly becomes clear that they are far from safe. Something evil stalks the ruins, a ruthless predator, an unknown terror, a nameless fear. That's so ominous. So what did you think about this episode, Bryce?
So I liked it. I'm very, very curious to see where the story's going. I like that the fact that it starts off totally threw me off when I opened up the cover and it's like, wait, that's Ty York. Why Ty York? Like, is she that old? I'm like, I don't remember like her age being like mentioned, I think, in Phase 1, but I was like, doesn't seem like a species that could live hundreds and hundreds of years, but then we quickly find out, you go in and then she's telling a story about what happened, over a century ago with this Pathfinder team. And so yeah, we get what's that, Corin, I think is how you pronounce it, or Coron, Sula, Rock, seem to be like the main characters. There's a few others that I'm just not
right. Well, they're the Pathfinder team from about over 100 years ago, prior to Ty York telling the story. But I like this little intro with Ty York. So we know that this is just after the attack at Valo, because
we've got the Elzar man.
Yeah, her droid asked her, "Hey, why don't you?" I noticed there was some chemistry with you and that really nice Jedi. She's like, "He's not a nice Jedi. Let's get away from him."
Yeah, and I kind of felt like the timing of it. I thought you were going to settle down with the guy from Valo. So I'm curious if this is like her on the ship is like a little bit of an interlude between Valo and Monster at Temple Peak. Because I believe Monster at Temple Peak took place after Valo. I'm pretty sure.
And I think so, because she decides in this issue, she tells her droid, which is Kalo, right? Kalo, And she tells him, no, let's just get another job. And he's like, there's so many monster hunting, so let's.
Yes.
And I think this is an interlude in between. But
it's got a cool way to kick this off. I was very appreciative of it because it was IDW that published Monster Temple Peak. So I thought that was kind of cool that they also have it included here in George's little mini story. The space scene was cool. Obviously we see a spaceship run into this Jedi ship that's just kind of like out there doing their thing as a Pathfinder team, trying to, do everything filters through the Frontier office. If you've been reading the High Republic, everything right now is the Frontier office. Very prominent in the Blade series, which we'll be doing a review of that as well. But I thought it was cool. The crash land, and then that's when everything kind of picks up. And clearly, what came out of the egg that fell out of the Path of the Open Hand, who was the ship that ran into the Jedi ship, was a lot of Path of the Open Hand, which I believe are the children. I believe they're the children that are being sent out to steal artifacts. It's kind of what I gathered. That might be who this team is. They don't really get to know them very well before everything started going. We just know the Path of the Open Hand had this egg. The egg cracked. Now this terror is out there. And
they had several eggs, Bryce. There were several eggs on their ship. One that fell out.
They focused on the one.
The one that fell out is the one that cracked, but they had several in containers in the ship. And prior to her telling the story, what triggered that is she mentioned something at the beginning that because her droid Kalo tells her that with all the stories going around about these Nameless, people are getting jumpy. And she's like, wait a minute, that reminds me of a story that a nursery rhyme that our old Jedi master would tell us when we were younglings. And she mentions the shriek, hooray, hooray, which ties it back to all the High Republic comics that we've been reading.
Because he said everyone's jumpy and everyone's seeing monsters now.
And
then
she starts telling the story, which is like an origin story. To the Nameless that are coming back, resurfacing. I'm going to say in phase 1.
Right, but this is now in the comic book realm, because that's what we're really focusing on right now is the comics. But in the comic book realm, this is now the second time something has been released near Jedi that have affected them. We saw that at the end of the High Republic #4, like the main book, the main Marvel book. We clearly see something being released there on Jeddah, and we'll dive into that in one of our next reviews too, with issue 5.
So when I saw the eggs on the ship, I saw that there were several in containers, which means that even though one fell out of the ship and cracked on the planet surface, the children were able to take the remaining ones. Let's see. But I remember seeing several in containers. But overall, the artwork is spectacular, very vivid.
100% agree with that. So
yeah,
very cool.
It's a real good action adventure. Oh yeah, there are several in containers.
You have 4.
See the little containers? There's a whole bunch.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I missed that little bit of detail. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was written great. Not like a super fast comic read, but felt very appropriate. So to me, I thought it was a great opener for a 4 comic miniseries.
I agree. Ready for our Holocron rating?
4 out of 5.
I give it a solid 4 out of 5 as well.
So
very excited to see where this goes. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yes. Not having read the book like you have, and just sticking with the comic, like I have that, like on the edge kind of where are we going with this? Are we going where I think we're going, or am I going to be totally surprised and it be something else? So, yeah, very cool to see. I'm glad we're getting some more Dark Horse comic books. Keep coming, Dark Horse. We love you just as much as we love Marvel. We'll read them all.
We sure will. And thanks for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next time on our Jedi Archives. And remember to support us at our YouTube channel of Virtual Cantina, as well as our sister page, the Star Wars Comic Book Club and Star Wars Book Nerds.
And don't forget about Star Wars Comic Book Club. All right. Well,
and also our main page too, Star Wars Celebration Europe.
47,000 members now.
That's right. May the Force be with you.